So I was gonna find me a movie to watch, but do anybody ever pick a movie and then it be on mute, or it be, you know, y'all know that Roku TV and it be on that little screen, home screen? That's how I be. But anyway, welcome back to my channel. I'm back again with another video, and I want to tell y'all a story time why I don't like writing people in prison or jail. I don't like writing them. So I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory real quick before I tell y'all the actual story. So a couple years ago, my brother was in jail, whatever, and I wrote him. I was writing him. I was sending him pictures or whatever. And I'm sorry y'all, but I gotta do my feet while I'm talking to y'all, because my feet is way overdue. My toenails are so long. So I just got my hair bucket thingy right here and my nail. I got these on Amazon. I got 5 in the pack. Anyways, so a couple years ago, I wrote my brother in jail. I wrote him. At this time, I was in Dallas, so I wrote him or whatever. I was sending him pictures of me and my son or whatever. And then he had asked me, and I was sending him money. It wasn't much. It was like $50 here, $50 there or whatever. It wasn't much, but there's something. So I had he had asked me for some money to buy, I think, a TV or a tablet. I think he had a tablet. Did he? He had a tablet because he was messaging me. I don't know, but I think he asked me for some money to buy a TV, because at that time I was the only one sending him money. Like, my other siblings wasn't sending him nothing because they didn't approve of what he did or whatever the case. But I was sending him money, whatever. So like I said, I was sending him $50 here, $50 there or whatever. So he's like, you know, so the next letter he had sent, he was like, you know, can you please give me money for a TV? I think he said it cost $250. And I told him, hold on. Like, I can't send you $250 all at once. Like I said, the little $50 I'll be sending you, save it until you get $250. So, oh y'all, that made him so mad, right? That made him so mad that he started giving everybody in jail my address, y'all. I was getting letters every day in the mail like I was a celebrity or something. Like, and it was my fan mail, y'all. You know, that's dangerous. What if them people would have got out, came to my house, and killed me and my son? You know, you never know people these days. So, then he wrote me a letter like, you bogus, you know. It's okay though, because when I get out, I ain't talking to you no more. Whatever. So I was thinking to myself, he gonna need me before I need him. That's what I was thinking to myself. So he gonna need me before I need him. So I was getting letters in the mail every day, y'all. I was getting pictures. At that time, you could send pictures. Now you can't do it no more, or whatever. So I think I called the facility and I told them about it, and I had stopped everybody from sending mail to my address or whatever, and they did that for me, so that was good. But so now, a couple of years later, he back in prison. He back in prison, and I don't see him. I'm not giving him my address because he don't know where I stay right now. I'm not giving him my address. That's the reason why, you know. I ain't give him my address or whatever. I was gonna send him some money. If I send him some money, I could send him some money without him knowing where I stay or whatever. I didn't even do that, y'all, because you see how, you know, that was wrong of him to do that. And that was so wrong of him. That was like very dangerous. And I can't believe he did that, you know. Get everybody in there my address or whatever. So, let me tell you this current situation now. Remember the other day, I made a short video of writing my cousin in jail. Y'all, excuse my hair. It's dripping wet, and I just got done washing it, and it's dripping all over my neck, y'all. And this would have looked better if my hair was dry, because I would have my puff, but whatever the case. So I made a video a couple days ago. I had wrote my cousin in prison or whatever. I did like a short video, and you know, he got the letter. Whatever. So one day he called me. He be calling me sometimes, but I think we write mostly than call, you know, than him calling me. So one day he called me, you know, he like, cousin, I got a friend for you. You got a friend for me. He said, yeah. He said, yeah, I got a friend for you. You know, he my homeboy. He in here. He, you know, we look out for each other. We like brothers. First of all, he in prison. Okay. I don't know what this man did. Okay, whatever. So, whatever. So, he's in prison. Not only is he in prison. Y'all hear me chopping my nails? Let's put y'all back. Not only is he in prison, but... Oh my God, my nails are long. This man is 15 years older than me. Whatever. Me and my baby daddy, it's a big age gap between me and my baby daddy. But another thing is this, y'all. He got 11 years. What am I supposed to do for 11 years? Am I supposed to wait for you? Who knows? In 11 years, I'll probably be married with more kids. Like, I'm supposed to just say, I'll wait for you for 11 years? He got 11 years. I could have seen if he got out next year. Or I could have seen if he, you know, something like that. But I cannot wait for you for no 11 years. What if I meet somebody tomorrow? Like, I just can't do it. And I don't know, y'all. Like, is y'all really out here dating people that's in prison? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So that's that. That's that, y'all. So let me tell y'all another big situation. So I used to talk to somebody in prison years ago. Around the same time my brother was writing me, about 4 or 5 years ago. But this time the guy was in prison. I knew him. I went to school with him. So he was in prison, you know, was writing, you know, he was calling me and stuff like that. And y'all, I had a crush on this boy since I was in 5th grade, right? He said he never knew, but we all went to church together, right? We all went to church together, and his cousin was my best friend at the time. So I should tell his cousin, like, I like your cousin or whatever. And she was like, ew. I said, tell your cousin I like him. But she never told him. She never told him that. So anyway, we used to go to church, and the person who drove this is church van, they used to come get us. I was in 5th grade, y'all. It was this church van that used to come get us. And the church van was the best friend daddy. So it was the boy I liked, the cousin. These cousins. So I seen the cousin all the time because we was in this praise group at church. And we always have to go to church to rehearsal. We was very involved in the church. So I see her all the time. And you know, and the boy, we lived in the projects. And the boy didn't live in the projects. So he would come there literally, like, I think every weekend. He had a brother and a cousin that he used to always hang out with. So anyway, we ended up talking. And of course, he liked me too. That's what he said. But you know, he was in jail. So there was jail talk. So, you know, he was about to get out. He had some time too. He had, like, at that time when I was talking to him, he had like 4 years. But I just had in my mind, like, dang, that's my childhood crush. And we finally finna be together. That's what I said in my mind. He had a baby. And his baby, let me tell y'all how this went. He had a baby or whatever before he went up in there. His baby was by this girl that I used to be friends with. But he didn't know we knew each other. So he's like, yeah. So when we started talking for real to catch up, he's like, yeah, I got a baby mama. Her name this. I said, I used to stay in there with that girl house every night. You know what I mean? So he didn't know we knew each other. And I was like, okay, cool. So he didn't know we knew each other. So yeah, even though we know each other, so it was almost getting close for him to get out. I lost my train of thought. His son's birthday and my son's birthday was the same day. We was like, oh, all we gotta do is have one big party. But his son way older than me. I think his son like 12 right now, and my son is just 9. So I was like, oh, we could just have one big party. We ain't gotta do it no extra party. That birthday is literally the same day. So I ain't gonna lie, every time my son's birthday get here, I always think him and his son, you know. So he had me fooled, y'all. I was so dumb to the jail talk. I was so dumb. So like, he's like, yeah, that time I lived in Dallas. So he was like, yeah, when I get out, I'm go at your house or whatever. He said, I'm gonna parole to your house. And I'm like, ooh, okay. Yo, let me tell you how far this went. We was about to get married while he was in there, everything. So we was about to get married to talk to his mom. Like, I had to call his mom. His mom remembered me and my mom because my mom had a candy store, so everybody knew who we was because we was the only one in the candy store. I mean, we was the only one in the projects with a candy store. So she's like, yeah, I used to see you around, blah, 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 you know. I used to talk to her, you know, like she was my mom. I used to talk to her all the time. So we even went far as, we didn't end up getting married, but we ended up, when we went this far, like we was talking to the parole. I was talking to the parole people, and they was like, yeah, he could parole down there, but first I had to come and do a home visit, you know, to see, you know, where he gonna be staying at, y'all. So okay, I'm like, cool. So he ended up getting out. So the parole officer, his parole officer was blowing up my phone. Like, he was blowing up my phone. She was blowing up my phone, leaving voicemails. So after she left a voicemail, I answered the phone. And she was like, yeah, so, you know, he out and we was trying to see if, you know, if he was there already. Because, you know, we ain't know where he was or whatever. And I was like, dang. So I was called, at that time I had Facebook. So I don't got Facebook no more. I ain't had Facebook. I'm gonna tell you why I didn't have Facebook. I know it's all over the place. Because I felt like me having Facebook, I wouldn't be able to start my YouTube channel because I was so addicted to Facebook. And I'm like, if I spend so much time on Facebook, I can't start a channel because I don't got time for no YouTube channel because I'm on Facebook. So I had to delete it, y'all. Whatever. I guess I'm paying my toenails. So I had to delete it or whatever. So I was talking to my Facebook like, yeah, parole officer called me. She said that you know, you could come. She finna, you know, you can come. Even though she didn't do the home visit yet, she was telling me like, where you at? You know, you can come because I guess she gonna do it while you get here or whatever. I don't know how that stuff works. This boy had texted me and he had said, I ain't coming down there with you. I got a whole girlfriend. And I was just using you or whatever. When I tell y'all, I cried for like 6 months straight, y'all, off and on. I said, dang, he had me really fooled. And then on top of that, y'all, so my sister was still having Facebook at that time. Me and my sisters was communicating. They still had Facebook. So it was like, guess what? Guess what? I'm like, what? It was like, that boy that you was talking to, they know his name. They was like, the one you was talking to? I'm like, yeah. They said he got a baby on the way. So the whole time, y'all, he had a girlfriend. But I swear, since he was calling me every day, all day, I just known. My son get on my nerves. I just known, y'all, he was for real finna come down here with me, you know. So he had a baby. She said, hey girl, he got a baby on the way. And I said, that was nothing but jail talk. And I couldn't believe it because I just thought I was in love. And I thought he was feeling me, I was feeling him. But the whole time, I thought he called me every day, all day. He didn't have time to talk to nobody else. But that was jail talk, y'all. And like I said, I cried for 6 months straight. And so now, long story short, the boy back in there. Found out the boy back in there because when he got out, they was texting my phone. So now he back in there because they text my phone and let me know what prison he in. I said, that's crazy. But am I gonna reach out to him? No. 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 That's over with. You can't play me twice. So that's why I'm like, dang, so I don't believe, let's say I did try to date somebody in prison in jail. I will never trust that they gonna be here for me, you know what I mean? I will never trust that they don't got somebody waiting on them to get out. So yeah, I could talk to the person in prison as like a, what you call them, pen pal or something or whatever. But I cannot be with nobody just because, first of all, the much time you got, and I need somebody here with me. I need somebody physically here with me. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all remember that show? Y'all remember that show, Flavor Flav? When he invited all them girls to his house and he had to pick one? And then y'all remember the other show? It was the one with the two twin, I think they was twins or maybe brothers. It was called The Real Chance of Love. The Real Chance of Love. Something like that. And there's the third one, I Love New York. It was the New York one. She had did, you know, invite all the men to her house and had to pick one. I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to be on that show. I want to invite like 20 men out because I feel like, and I want to pick the last one that, you know, that I feel like is really there for me. Y'all, to be honest, I feel like I ain't gonna never meet nobody because First of all I go is work, to the grocery store, and to my son's school. That's why I feel like I need a dating app, because everybody I meet, I met on a dating app. I don't know how to meet nobody. I'm not gonna meet them at work, and I ain't gonna talk to them at work unless they be at my son's school when I'm dropping him off or picking him up. I don't think I'll meet nobody there either. And I go to the grocery store. I get in, I get out. So I don't go out nowhere. So where I'm gonna meet my future husband at? That's what I wanna know. Like, make it make sense. Where I'm gonna meet him at? So, I don't know. Like, I don't got no dating apps right now, y'all. But it's like, I feel like I need one because, you know, I'm tired of being single. But let me clear that up. Just because I'm tired of being single don't mean I'm finna just be with anybody, you know. I ain't gonna be with anybody. I know my worth. I know what I bring to the table. So I'm not gonna just date anybody just because I'm tired of being single. But yeah, so if y'all ever see me on that show, y'all can come, you know, have y'all ever seen me on that show where, you know, looking for love? Y'all come on, y'all apply to be on there. I'm gonna pick like 20 men. You know how you gotta eliminate one every night or something like that. And I'm gonna see who the last one standing. I'm gonna do that show. I don't know how you do that. I don't know if you gotta have money, but I wanna do that show. Somebody need to sponsor me to do that show. Like, that'd be cool. Then I can find the love of my life. But other than that, unless he gonna come to my door knocking, I don't think I'm gonna find him. Because I don't go nowhere. Yo, let me tell you how I know I don't be doing this and going nowhere. So I went to the doctor the other day. Not the other day. Probably about last month I went to the doctor. You know, for my wellness checkup or whatever. Annual checkup or whatever how you call it. And my doctor told me that my vitamin D was low. She said, do you go outside to get sunlight? And I'm like, no. I'm not, you know, no. And she said, I can tell because your vitamin D is real low. And she said, you get vitamin D from sunlight. So she said, now you got to buy some vitamin D over the counter. Like, I work overnight. So, yeah, I think I got an ingrown nail. I'm trying to get it. I work overnight. So, it ain't gonna be no sunlight when I be at work. And like I said, I don't go nowhere. And I don't have friends. None of that. So it's like, but yeah, like, that's my prison little situation. That's my prison situation. I want to tell y'all another story time. I'm gonna tell y'all, but I don't know what the title is. This is what I'm gonna struggle with, because I don't know what the title of this video. But y'all better watch too, because we're on the road to 5K. So I used to be in a shelter. It was like 2016, y'all. 2016 was my worst year ever. I went through the divorce. I divorced my husband and my baby father. I was married to him. We divorced. Y'all, he took my child away from me. I have not seen my child in 2 years. That was the worst year ever. What else? What else? The person I was staying with put me out. So I ended up in a shelter. Whatever. And then I had a boyfriend. He was African. I don't know if y'all know, if I ever told y'all, but for a long time I dated Africans. I didn't like American men. No offense, but I didn't like them or whatever. So I dated Africans. So I had this African boyfriend. We was living together. Something happened. We was living together and the property manager put us out. Because we used to have a roommate. Like, before I moved in with him, before I moved in with my African boyfriend, he had a guy roommate, but the guy roommate was like one of those, he was a drunk. Like, no matter, oh my God, this might not be good no more. No matter, yeah, this is stringy, this gotta go in the garbage. So no matter, like, he was always drunk, falling over. Like, one time he got drunk and he fell asleep on the porch. We paid our little rent, but the police has to get called every time because my boyfriend used to call the police on him every time or whatever. Then I had to get a whole nother nail polish set. So she ended up putting us out or whatever. So we used to live with this friend. He said, I got a friend one of his African friends that we could stay with. But for some reason, his African friend did not like me, and I could just stay with them. I don't know why he didn't like me. Like, he didn't know me. Like, we used to always see him. Like, he used to always come to our house. And we did have the apartment. But he did not like me. I think it's, and I told my boyfriend, I said, I think he didn't like me because he tried to talk to me one time and I didn't go for it. So he was like, you can stay at my house. He told my African boyfriend, he was like, you can stay, but she can't stay at my house. At his apartment, it was him and his brother that stayed together. My toes look so much better when they paint it, y'all. It looks so pretty. So he was like, she can't stay with me. So I asked him, I said, I know I can't stay with you, but can I at least leave my stuff? Because he had like a closet outside on his patio, a storage closet. I said, can I at least just leave my stuff here? And my boyfriend was like, since she can't stay, I can't stay either, because I'm not going to, let her be by herself. So the boyfriend ended up coming with me, right? I think we slept in the car one night. He had a Honda Accord, I'll never forget. It was a 2-door Honda Accord. And yeah, he used to pick my son up from daycare. Like, he was with us when my son was like little video or whatever, before he even turned 1. So we slept in the car for one night, and then I said, we can just go to the shelter, He was like, okay. So we went up. It was a shelter. We went up to a shelter. They had a bed for me. They had a bed for him, or whatever. So we was at the shelter, and of course we didn't see the man. And so yeah, I tried to focus on my toes. So let me squish y'all over so y'all can see me. So the next day, we had to go to church we had to go to church all day. Like, we had to go to church all day, y'all. So we had to go to church. So in church, we see the men in church. They sit on the men's side. We sit on the women's side. And I seen all the men, and I didn't see him or whatever. So I asked one of the guys, I had whispered to him. I said, do y'all know where this person at? Because some of the men that was living in the shelter, they was supervisors. They was like people that was working in there. And he's like, oh, him? I said, yeah, he African, he tall, blah, blah, blah. Gave him his name. They said he checked out this morning around 6:30. And that's the kind of shelter where you can't go nowhere for 30 days. So once you check out, that's it. So I tried calling him, y'all. We had phones. They didn't take our phones or whatever. So I started calling him. He didn't answer the phone. He didn't answer the phone, and I was crying, like, how can he leave me in there by myself? So, remind you, I didn't have no clothes or whatever. I was just so sad that he left me, So, he eventually got in contact with me. I gotta say, about a month later, y'all. He got in contact with me. Like, I left because I couldn't do it. And I know you couldn't stay at my friend's house. So, I said, you should have told me, though. Why you just leave me up here? You know what I mean? So, anyway, let me tell y'all, I ended up getting kicked out the shelter. Because the guy that I asked where he was like a supervisor, but he lived there. So me and him started talking one day. We can talk to the man, but it can't be we can't be sitting like close. It's called fraternizing, y'all know. So we could talk to them, but just somebody else got to hear our conversation. Like, it can't be a private, In that shelter, it was like private rooms you can go to, the study hall, stuff like that. So we just can't get caught talking to each other privately. So it was crazy because, y'all, it was crazy because we ended up dating. Me and that guy ended up dating or whatever. And he had a situation where one of his grandparents his grandma had died, and she had left him a lot of money, She had left him a lot of money. I used to work up in there. I used to work at this store called C-Store. I walked off the job. But anyway, that's a different story for a different day. So anyway, he started buying me everything. Like, I had a pair of brand new Air Force Ones. He paid my phone bill every month. Like, he just started doing stuff for me. And all the girls started getting jealous, y'all. They started getting jealous. And they was like, you know what? So they started telling on us, y'all. Like, them two dating. So one day, the manager man, the person, I think it was like the pastor or something. He had called us both to his office. He said, what's going on with y'all two? And we just, like, nothing. Like, nothing. He said, rumors going around that y'all dating, like y'all in a relationship. And he was like, we can't allow none of this to go on over here. So he said, but I ain't gonna push y'all out. I'm gonna give y'all a chance to fix that. I ain't gonna push y'all out. So y'all need to work on, doing it. Y'all can't do that. So we used to play them. We used to like, you can get passes on the weekend. After your 30 days is up, you can't leave for 30 days. But after your 30 days is up, you can get like passes to go places. The library's up the street. You go anywhere you want to go. As long as you be, like, if your pass say from 8 in the morning to 5, you just got to be back by 5. So he'll get a pass for the same day but a different time. He'll get from like he'll get from like 9 o'clock in the morning to about 3 p.m. And I make my time different, but he'll wait somewhere and wait till I come. And then we meet up still. We went to beauty supply, went out to eat every day. Like, I came back full, y'all. So everybody, all the girls started getting jealous because there was a lot of black people in there. And, you know, most of us, you know, just because you live in a shelter don't mean you're supposed to look like it. So all of the women, they was pretty kept up. You know, they still have their nails done, they still have their toes done, their hair done. They didn't look like they belong in the shelter, honestly. So I came up in there one day with some fresh Air Force Ones on. They was like, he bought her some Air Force Ones. He blah, 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 blah. They were so jealous, y'all. They were so jealous. And this time, the man, he had put us out. And so the guy had money. So we was in a hotel. I was in a hotel for a good, I'm going to say month. Me and he was in a hotel for a month thugging it out. You know, we was buying a little food here, eat. And I told him, I said, ooh, I can get a job. You know, that little money that you got, and if I get a job, because I always had a job. I don't care if I was in a homeless shelter, whatever. I always had a job. I said, I can get a job, and that way the money won't run out. Because he said he had enough money for us to live in the hotel for a year. I'm like, dang. But I said, if I get a job, I can help. Because I'm going to help regardless. I can help. He said, okay. So we started looking for a job. I applied at the airport. So I applied at the airport or whatever. While when I was at the airport, I forgot my ex-boyfriend, the one that left me. He worked at the airport. I forgot he worked up there. So I'm at the airport, you know, trying to get my badge, trying to get a job or whatever. And I see him up there. And he was like, what you doing up here? I said, I'm trying to get me a job. I ain't got no background. I can work, you know. He said, yeah. He said, I'm sorry that I left you, blah, 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 blah. But I said, I moved on. Like, I don't even care. I don't even care. So the guy saw me talking to the guy, the one I was with that time, saw me. He was like, who's that? I said, remember I told you the one that, he said, why that boy look familiar? I said, that's the one that left me. Remember I told you, have you seen him? He left me. He said, oh, that is him. And he was like, so the one that left me, he was like, my friend said you could stay. He said, if I ever talk to you again, you could stay with us. You know, he was wrong for saying you can't stay. You know, y'all could stay with us and what until y'all get on your feet. So my dumb butt left the good friend that was paying for the room for me. I left him to go be back with this fool, y'all. We ended up finding another apartment together, y'all. And it just went downhill from there. I can't lie. It just went downhill from there. But yeah, that's the little story times I got. Like, I got more stories. Like, I've been through a lot. And some of it's funny now because I'm not going through it no more. But I've been through a little lot, y'all. My toes look so pretty. I'm not going to show y'all, but y'all see, I guess, one day. So yeah, I don't know what the title is. But I think I'm just stick to one topic and put that as the title. I'm done with my toes. I painted them white. I put some clear nail polish and I just used my cuticle oil for them. And now my feet is done. Now I look like something and somebody. But I'm about to go through all these nail polishes and figure out which ones. Because I don't know if y'all can tell, but this is gotta go in the garbage because look at this. It's all sticky and you see that? It's like ew. That's garbage. So I gotta go through which ones of these is like this, so I can throw these away too. But I need to give me some more nail polish. I'm not a big fan of polishing my nails, but I feel like it look a lot better, especially when I have my ankle bracelet on, y'all. I gotta give me some pretty sandals, you know. So y'all, that's it for today's little video. That's it for today's little video. I just have to give y'all some story time. So, I hope y'all enjoyed the rest of y'all day. And I will see y'all on my next upload. Bye.